A phone line is live. A man is bleeding in the next room. In 60 seconds, you'll hear how the killer says he planned this, step by step. Police will call it a domestic homicide. The defense will call it a breakdown. The recording and the autopsy will force a harder word, premeditation. You're about to see the decisive moments that convinced a jury. Leave the room, get a knife, return, reposition, attack. And the sentence that followed, 27 years. I'm Twisted Case, documentary precise, ethically grounded true crime. Subscribe if clarity matters. Anthony Brines is 25. He's patient. Handy. He believes he and his wife can fix what's wrong. He keeps the house running. He opens the door to guests. He tries to choose kindness first. Haley feels the marriage drifting. They argue. She installs a dating app and meets someone new, a 19-year-old from California. Messages turn into plans. There are road trips, long nights, and a fast attachment. Money is tight. Emotions run hot. For a while, all three spend time in the same Spokane home. From the street, everything looks normal. Inside, boundaries blur. That matters. Because where knives are kept, who sleeps by the hall, and who holds the house keys will shape the next hours. Just before 6 a.m., a woman calls 911 from this address. Officers respond. They set a perimeter. A K-9 team tracks in the neighborhood. A young man is detained without incident near Broad Avenue and Helena Street. The early line is predictable: late night, substances, a sexual situation that went wrong. That phrase is fast. It's also incomplete. In custody, the 19-year-old first asks for a lawyer. Later, he reinitiates conversation and agrees to speak. He asks one question: is he dead? When told the husband has died, he gives a detailed account. He describes the bedroom. He admits he left to get a knife from the living room mantel. He says he returned and told the other two how to position themselves. He says he stabbed the husband first in the back, then continued in the chest and abdomen. He uses a phrase, "finish the job." Those are his words. Jurors will later watch this video. The pattern of wounds in the autopsy will track with the story he gives. The three adults have been drinking and smoking. Someone brings out a Ouija board as a joke. The mood is loose. The bedroom door is open. No one raises their voice. Intimacy follows. Not everyone is comfortable. The 19-year-old steps out, then back in. He proposes a position that places the husband behind the wife, both facing away from him. He sits at the foot of the bed. He leaves the bedroom again. In the living room, a knife is within reach on the mantel. He takes it. He walks back to the bedroom. The others don't see what he's carrying. He tells them to adjust. He raises the knife. The first strike lands to the back. The husband falls from the mattress. More stabbing follows, front of the body now. The wife pushes a phone under the bed and keeps the line open. The 19-year-old tells her to pack. "We're leaving for California." She does not move. He dresses. He leaves the house. Police set a perimeter and start a track. A citizen tip reports a young man near Broad and Helena. Officers find him. He does not run. He's cuffed and transported. In the room, the 19-year-old first invokes counsel. Later, he reinitiates contact. He asks, is he dead? When told yes, he agrees to a full statement. That moment matters. The law will allow the video. The autopsy counts 20 stab wounds. 5 to the back. 14 to the chest and abdomen. 1 to the arm. Internal injuries include both lungs, the liver, the spleen, and sections of the intestine. This pattern matches the statement: a first attack from behind, then continued stabbing while the victim was on the floor and facing the attacker. The state charges first-degree murder. Their theory is simple: premeditation. They point to the steps, the thought in the bedroom, the walk to the living room, the knife on the mantel, the return, the repositioning, and the sustained attack. The defense offers another frame. They describe a teenager overwhelmed by an adult situation. They point to alcohol, drugs, the Ouija board mood, and humiliation. They argue he snapped and did not plan to kill. Both sides anchor their story to the same night. The jury must decide which story fits the steps. Before trial, the court rules on the interview video. The question: can the jury see it? The judge decides that, after first invoking his right, the defendant later reinitiated conversation and spoke voluntarily. The video is admitted. This is crucial. Jurors will not guess at intent. They will hear his sequence from him. Witnesses describe the scene. The 911 recording plays, muffled, tense. The medical examiner explains wounds with neutral language. The detective narrates how the interview was conducted and why the statement is reliable. Then the video rolls. The room is silent. The defendant's words map to a timeline. Bedroom, hallway, mantel, knife, return placement, first strike, continued stabbing. Jurors compare that map with the diagrams. The pieces fit. The defense presses details. Why were knives kept on a mantel? Who first suggested the bed positions? How much did alcohol and drugs affect memory and control? Is finish the job a clear plan, or an upset teen searching for words? The state returns to steps. If you can stop, walk away, obtain a weapon, and come back, you had time to think. If you keep stabbing after the victim falls and turns to face you, you are persisting. The law names that premeditation. The prosecution keeps it simple. Premeditation can form quickly. It requires reflection, not days. The intent is the return and the directed positions. They ask for first-degree murder. The defense asks for a lesser verdict. They argue loss of control in a charged adult environment, amplified by substances and embarrassment. They ask jurors to consider youth. Jurors receive instructions. They deliberate. April 27, 2023. Guilty of first-degree murder. A long, difficult story gets a short, decisive answer. At sentencing, the family speaks. They describe birthdays shared and futures cut short. They ask for a strong sentence. The defense points to age and potential for change. They ask for less time. The judge notes the number and pattern of wounds, and the sequence of choices. He sentences the defendant to 27 years, 25 for the crime, plus a 2-year deadly weapon enhancement, with community custody after release. One proceeding ends. A long term begins. Labels help the file, domestic homicide, but labels cannot carry the human weight. A family goes home with an empty seat. A man in his teens at the time of the crime will spend much of his adulthood in prison. This case is often reduced to one line: she met him online, he killed her husband. The line is accurate, but incomplete. The full story includes a fast relationship, a fragile household, and a night that moved from awkward to lethal. It includes a statement given by the killer that matched the wounds. It includes a husband who tried to be decent to the person his wife brought into their home. These conditions do not cause murder, but they raise risk when a violent person is present. Blurry boundaries in a tense household with a new partner staying over. Intoxication that slows reactions and judgment. Visible, reachable weapons, like knives left on a mantel. Humiliation and jealousy that no one addresses directly. Late-night isolation when neighbors are asleep and help is minutes away. If you recognize these in your life, change what you can. Set boundaries, secure weapons, limit substances, and pause the situation until emotions cool. This case turns on thresholds. The front door that admitted a new person. The bedroom door that closed behind 3 adults. The hallway that led to a mantel with knives. The space under a bed where a phone line stayed open. Each threshold marked a choice. The law followed those choices from one doorway to the next. It is easy for a killer's choices to dominate the story. We center the person whose choices were taken away. Anthony Brines tried to be decent to someone new in his home. That did not cause his death. The killer's decisions did. Naming Anthony's decency matters because it shows what was lost. Haley is a survivor of the room. People online will judge her decisions. Judgment is common. Survival is harder. One fact stands: she opened a phone line in fear, and it preserved evidence that helped deliver a clear verdict. Premeditation in Washington means reflection and intent. It can form quickly. Here's how jurors likely checked the boxes. Reflection: he thought about killing in the bedroom. Procurement: he left to get a knife from another room. Return and setup: he came back and directed positions. Initial attack: he stabbed from behind. Persistence: He continued after the victim turned to face him. Those steps satisfied the standard. That is why the verdict was first-degree murder and the sentence was long. If you can walk away to get a weapon, is it still a snap? When humiliation turns into a plan, where should accountability land? How much mercy should youth buy when the steps are deliberate? True crime stories are strongest when they are simple and exact. This is that: a house, a hallway, a mantle, a knife, a plan. A young man who could not handle embarrassment without turning it into violence. A husband who tried to be generous. A wife who survived. A community that sat in a courtroom and listened to the steps, then gave a legal name to what happened. The law has spoken. The sentence is 27 years. That truth sits with the family and with us. When adults consent to a risky arrangement, and one person turns it into a planned killing, how should we divide moral responsibility? Entirely on the killer's premeditation, or partly on the shared recklessness that opened the door? Tell us which value guides you more here: justice without compromise or mercy that weighs youth and context, and why? Please be specific and respectful. Real people live with this.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe for more gripping true crime breakdowns, mysteries, and criminal psychology stories, only on Twisted Case.